So if you're just joining us on stream, this race is going to be starting in full wet conditions, and then the forecast says that it will be drying out in the latter stages of the race. So this is going to throw in a little bit of a curveball, means the guys are not going to be 100% on what their strategies are going to be. Obviously, it looks like the change to dry tyres will probably be the best option, but we just don't know. The forecast set to dry out, but we've got JR on pole position. Deck paint responds well to his critics. Obviously, there's been a few controversies recently. He's coming back, fighting back. Very, very good job from him. We've got Kembo, his home race, third place for Kembo. The console fourth, Grandad Stee in fifth. Then we've got FJ Shand making his Rubbings racing. I think this is his second race. He actually raced in the touring cars in Tier 2 on Tuesday. So this is his second race in Rubbings racing. Relative newcomer. We got Luke Bennett down in 8th, apparently racing on the pad this evening. So he is expected to be a little bit down on his usual pace. We've got Lions Foot, Welsh driver, in 9th place. Chili Chill and Dr. Seltsam are German drivers in 10th and 11th. We've got Sebi making his on-track debut tonight, a commentator on the Sunday League, the GT3 Championship. Did an excellent job in that. We've got Lecky starting nearest to the back due to late joining in qualifying. Power is at the rear of the field, but I know this guy is very, very good in the GT3 cars. We've seen him in many online public lobbies on Project Cars 2, and we know that he'll go well. And these tricky conditions can definitely throw up a lot of opportunities for these guys who are nearest to the back to get into the race and throw their hat into the mix. We're almost ready for lights out here at Laguna Seca. Thank you to all the guys on stream. If you want to get involved in the Rubbings Racing Championships, then sign up to our Discord. That's where we have all of our events. You can sign up to anything that you like, as long as you compete in one Thursday Night Lights Championship event beforehand. And subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook as well. We're about to get going, guys. When the 5 red lights go out, we will be underway. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start from pole position from JR, and Deck Paint bogs down on the left hand side. That's not a good start there from Deck Paint. Looks like Grandad Stee's going to try and put JR under some pressure coming into turn 1. Let's hope they all keep it clean in the wet conditions. Grandad Stee coming down the outside. Luke Bennett's made a good start, up into 3rd already from 8th, and a lot of the guys going very wide, but Luke Bennett runs into the back of JR. He's gone very, very wide. Luke Bennett and JR off at the first corner straight away. So Deck Paint now inherits the lead of the race. Kembo second, then Grandad Stee very, very close by with him. FJ Shand up to 4th place. Sebi's in 5th. Fantastic start from Sebi there. We've got Lions Foot, Power Train is in the mix as well. We've got the console, Dr. Selsom, Chili Chill, JR and Luke Bennett at the back of the field. That's a disastrous start there from the guys. I hope that they get that sorted out. That was horrible. Mass pile up there at the first corner. Lots of guys out already. 2 people have bailed out of the race straight away. So Deck Paint stretching his lead out at the front of the field by 1.8 seconds. He's got Kembo not too well with Grandad Stee. His mirror's full of Grandad Stee. Is Stee going to try and make a move? No, he's not. Not through that corner anyway. FJ Shan just behind them. Sebi trying to put the pressure on. Lions Foot as well, looking to possibly make a move on Sebi coming up to the corkscrew. Through the corkscrew, Deck Paint comes. He's stretching his lead out now to over 2 seconds to Kembo. And Kembo now has got his mirrors absolutely full of Grandad Stee. Grandad Stee looking like he really wants that 2nd place position, but he can't get it done at the moment. These guys obviously are full wet tyres. Anything can happen in these conditions. It really is a cat and mouse game for some of these guys. So we got, by the looks of it, Grandad Stee's made his way past. Is Kembo going to try and go up the inside? And the leaders run very, very wide out of the last turn there. Deck Paint just about keeps it going, and it looks like Grandad Stee's gone off onto the gravel. Grandad Stee losing heaps of time, heaps of positions, and he's going to find himself vulnerable to the console on the inside. The console, is he going to go for a move? He is. Console up into 4th place. Takes advantage of Grandad Stee's little slip, but Stee's going to try up the inside of turn 1. Is he going to make the move? Looks like he is. Stee up the inside, but the console's going to hold it, I think. No. Grandad Stee's. Oh, they're going to go well to well. The console onto the gravel. The console in the end holds the position, makes it stick. Those guys, good clean racing from them. Very close, very clean. And that's what we want to see at the end of the day. Good clean racing. In the background here, we've got Powertrain putting these guys under a little bit of pressure. He's got Lions Foot for company. And JR Lock and Load, recovering from his first corner shunt, appears to be making good progress at the moment. He's right on the back of these guys. He's obviously in a bit of a vulnerable position with the spray in his face. It's not going to be easy driving in that car at the moment, but he's doing a good job keeping it going. As long as he can see the lights from the cars in the front of him, he will be able to make some good progress in this race. Deck Paint, meanwhile, has got a 3.4 second gap at the front. Class at the field at the moment, truly mastering these wet conditions. This is Ayrton Senna-esque from this man. He's driving a fantastic race at the moment. Hopefully he keeps it up. Kembo in second place. We've got FJ Shand having a bit of a lonely one in third. He's got the console, who seems to be closing a little bit on him actually. And that was not very Senna-esque there from Deck Paint. He's done the exact same thing that he did on the last lap. That last corner is proving to be a little bit of a tricky one for these guys in these conditions. It's not easy to keep that car going in the right direction, especially when you've got that much standing water, and I'm sure that there are puddles forming on the inside right near the apex. The first corner here is absolutely treacherous because you've got all the water from the top of the hill and it's all building up right at the bottom here. It's creating a sort of like a reservoir effect, if you like, and so the guys have got to watch out for that one. It is not easy at all. We've got the console who appears to have lost a bit of time to FJ Shand here. He's coming under a bit of pressure now from Powertrain. Powertrain obviously making his Robbins Racing debut this evening. Very, very fast in the online lobbies that we've raced in before. Always a clean guy, very competitive. It's good to see him here today. JR's made some good headway. He's got past Lion's Foot and Grandad Steve. We missed that on the stream. But JR Lock and Load making excellent inroads in this race. I'm sure that he will be looking to clear Powertrain from the console as soon as possible and head after the leaders for the podium spots. Despite his off at the last corner, Deck Paint was 2 seconds faster than anybody else on that last lap. He's truly the class of the field at the moment. Deck Paint really has got a grip in these wet conditions. Must have I don't know if it's the setup or if it's just sheer talent, but this kid really knows how to drive in the wet. We saw this actually at Alton Park in the GT4 Robbins Racing Thursday Night Lights. I think it was the second event we ever did. He actually finished second in that race. Luke Bennett, class of the field that day, but Deck Paint was actually a bit understated in that one. He did a great job in that one. He was actually second and he was a long way ahead of third place. So we've seen it before. The kid has got talent in the wet and he's got plenty of pace as well. Let's see what the lap time is that last time around. So Deck Paint 2.2 seconds quicker than Kembo that time around. FJ Shand is on a similar pace to Kembo. He's got the console closing on him rapidly now. The console seems to have got that sorted out, and JR Lock and Load likewise coming through the pack, and he will most likely be reaching. I think that FJ Shand will have to defend from the console and JR in the next couple of laps because these guys really have got heaps of pace at the moment. Powertrain seems to be coming under a little bit of pressure now from Grandad Stee. The battle for 6th place, and Powertrain's gone very, very wide out of turn 3. That's going to allow Grandad Stee and Lion's Foot to pick up the pieces. Powertrain had a little bit of a slip there. Don't know if that was the commentator's curse, what it was, but not a good moment for Powertrain. And it looks like we've got the console going round. Oh, is he going to try up the inside of FJ Shand? Shand with a nice exit out of turn 5, and he's going to hold on for now. Oh, as the console has a little bit of a slip going on to that left-hander. And they're going to come up to the corkscrew, and oh, the console all sorts of out of shape coming up to the braking zone, but just about holds it together. We saw that car slipping away from him, but he did manage to hold on in the end. And he's going to, oh, it's FJ Shand now very offline there. That's going to allow the console through, and possibly JR. Is JR going to try around the outside of the next corner? He is going to try around the outside of the next corner, and he makes it stick as well. Excellently, JR placed his car in that gap. There was just enough room for him, and he went for that move. Really, really nice move there from JR. He's up into 4th place, and now he will set his sights on the console. These two guys, very, very similar pace. They actually did the same lap time the last time around. Oh no! The console's onto the gravel, and looks like JR's up the inside. FJ Shand will most likely pick up that position as well. So the console down to P5 after that. Well, they're going to go 3 wide through turn 1. Oh, it looks like they are. And JR makes the move there into 3rd place. And FJ Shand goes a little bit wide into turn 1. That's going to allow the console through. But he does have JR in front of him, so he will have to back out of that one. Otherwise, he would have made contact with him. So he has had to let FJ Shand go there. FJ Shand up the inside. But the console's going to stick it around the outside. But it looks like And we're hearing a team radio there from deck paint saying that there is a lot of standing water under the Red Bridge, so that's something that the guys will have to look out for in this race. It's getting very, very tricky out there now. And as we see, FJ Shan losing the car on the entry. Almost losing it, just about held it together there. So FJ Shan feeling the effects of these adverse weather conditions. JR does appear to be doing a good job in third place. He might be closing the gap now on Kembo. Now he's in clear air. It's the first time in this race that JR's had some clear air. And that gap, I'm just having a look at the delta there. He's actually closing the gap to the leader. So deck paint may have to look over his shoulder a little bit here. We've got 11 minutes to go here at Laguna Seca, so he should be okay. He should have it under control. But any mistake from deck paint, and I'm sure that Kenbo and JR will be there to capitalise. Let's have a look and see what this lap time's like for deck paint. The last time round was a 43.4. This time it is a 45.1. So deck paint must have made a mistake somewhere on that lap. Maybe that's what he was referring to when he said about the standing water. But Ken actually gained a second on deck paint that last time around. So this race is not over by a long shot, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you that. JR Lock and Load went half a second quicker than Kenbo. He's a second and a half quicker than deck paint that last time around. So he's absolutely flying at the minute. He's definitely going to be a force to reckon with at the end of this race. I'm absolutely certain of that. We've just had a retirement there from Luke Bennett. Not sure exactly what the issue was, but I'm sure that he will be firing his wheel up for the feature race. So hopefully he's restarting his console to get that ready for the feature, because we need people like Luke Bennett in our races. He really does. One of the stars of the show for Robbins Racing. Deck paint responds a little bit in that last sector. He's pulled out a bit of a gap there, and he's definitely picking up the pace. The track does seem to be drying out a little bit now. It's stopped raining here, so it will be interesting to see if the track does dry out enough to actually make the switch to the tri tyres. Now, we are in the desert here in Nevada, so it's going to dry out extremely fast. And obviously the time in the game is May, I think it is, so it's sort of the middle of May, which is spring bordering on summer, so it's going to be pretty hot. And in fact it does say that the air temperature is 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 22 degrees Celsius, so it could be a situation where we have a switch to dry tyres right at the end of this race. We just don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, guys, because this one, definitely plenty more action in this one. Nice move, Steve. Meanwhile, it looks as though we've got Grandad Steve's made a move on Lions Foot. He's up into 5th place now. Nice move, nice move. We missed that on the stream, but Lions Foot there saying on the team radio that was a nice move there from Steve. It's pretty impressive. So we have got in battle for 3rd. Looks like JR's dropped a bit of time to, well, he's still got the pace, but the console's picked it up massively, and the console's pulled right onto the back of him. We've got a message here from Phil Green saying he's rooting for JR in this one. Well, Phil, I think you're going to be a bit disappointed, because JR's dropped off a little bit now. Deck Paint has responded, and the gap now to the leader is 11 seconds. He's done a great job getting his way through the pack, JR, but I fear that he may be under a bit of pressure here from the console. So we head into the middle sector here. So JR seems to not be as comfortable in the changing conditions as he was in the full wet conditions. Meanwhile, we've got a pit stop for Dr. Seltson, but there's no mandatory pit stop for this one. There must be some sort of damage on that car. We can't imagine what it is at this moment, but I'm sure that we'll be able to catch up with him after the race and see what the issue was there. That's unfortunate for Dr. Seltson, though. Meanwhile, I think that JR and the console are closing in on Kenbo, our 2nd place man. Oh, as the console loses the car, almost loses the car, just about holds onto it. He went off the track there and lost heaps of time. He's lost about 1.5 seconds there to JR. He's not too far away, but that will definitely halt his progress in trying to get a podium spot. And yet you can see just in front of those guys on the track is Ken. He's just crossing over the line now to start lap 8. And maybe, just maybe, JR could be on for a 2nd place finish if he keeps up this sort of pace. 0.6 of a second faster than Ken that time around. The track is drying out. We're seeing purple sectors every single time these guys come around now. I'm just having a look at JR's tyre temperatures. It seems like his rear tyres are very cold. Let's have a look and see what the other boys are like. It seems like everyone pretty much is in the same boat in that sense. Just having a look down the order, I think I saw a position change there. That looks like Powertrain has got past FJ Shannon up into P6. Powertrain making good progress here. Obviously, guys, I will remind you there is no mandatory stop for this one, so you do not have to pit. So Grandad Steve, apparently we just heard, was in the pit lane. There is no mandatory stop. There must have been damage on that car. So we see Kenbo navigating the corkscrew. Seems to have responded a little bit to JR's pace, and he is now 3.6 seconds the gap between himself and JR. Console closing back onto him now. It looks like we've got a gap of just under a second between these guys. So I say that, looks like JR's pulled a little bit out through that turn. Lap 9 at Laguna Seca. We've got Deck Paint leading the race. He's 10 seconds ahead now to Kenbo, and Kenbo did a 44.3 that time around compared to Deck Paint doing a 142.4. So Deck Paint 2 seconds quicker than Kenbo, and JR was 1.5 seconds quicker than Kenbo. So it looks like Kenbo may be under some pressure in a couple of laps time. These changeable conditions, so these drying conditions, not suiting our American driver in his homeland. So no, let's have a look down the order and see what the guys are doing. Looks like we've got Grandad Steve seems to have got past Seb at some point. Always he runs very, very wide out of that turn, and Seb may close the gap on him coming into the last couple of turns now. Let's see what happens between these guys. And they're both into the pit, are they? Yep, they're both into the pits. They must have damage on those cars, because there's no mandatory stop for this one. Unless they had drive-throughs. No, they are into the box. Grandad Steve's into the box. And looks like Seb also, so goodness knows what's happening there. But no mandatory stop in this one. They must have damage or a drive-through, whatever it is. They're both in the wars by the looks of it. Thank you to the guys watching on the stream. Thank you for your comments. DJ Phil Green says that he is rooting for JR. JR's dropped a little bit off in this one. He looked like he might be closing in on our leader Deck Paint, but Deck Paint has responded with a 41.7 on the last lap. He's absolutely flying. The battle for second looks like it's going to be heating up in a second, as we've got Kenbo with JR right behind him now. 2 seconds faster that last time around. Again, JR. This looks like a formality, this one. Fury says, come on, Deck, bring it home. Deck Paint truly has been an absolute revelation in this race. He has driven a fantastic race from lights to flag so far. Obviously, we're not at the flag yet. I shouldn't speak too soon. We have got 3 minutes to go. But
don't jinx it, you idiot.
This is, and Deck Paint there just telling me not to jinx it. I'm sorry, Deck Paint, for that. But we have got battle here. Battle Royale coming on for second place here. We've got Kenbo with JR Lock and Load not too far behind him at all, as they climb the hill up under the bridge, and it looks like JR has a lot more grip in that car than Kenbo does. His lap times are showing that he really does have the edge at the moment. The console's dropped off a little bit in this drying track, but JR still pumping in those lap times at this stage. Is JR going to try out on the outside? No, he's cuts back. Is he going to try the undercut? JR has another look. He's not close enough yet. He's playing the same. He's playing Kenbo at his own game by the looks of it. Trying to put him under pressure, wait to make a move. And Kenbo not having any of that. Obviously, he knows all the tricks of the trade. But looks like JR's got a nice exit out of the last turn. And he's going to pull out of the slipstream. Is he going to go to the inside? Kenbo not going to make the move. Down the hills. Towards turn one. Kenbo. JR in the end, looks like he's going to run him out of road, and JR, lovely move, up into P2, fantastic driving from those guys. Kembo gave him the space, and little flash of the lights there from Kembo saying, nice move there. JR, good move, up into second place. And it looks like we are in our finishing positions here, unless something dramatic happens in the last few moments of this race. Jackpate looks like he's on the penultimate lap now. Yep, this will be the penultimate lap. Up into the corkscrew, Deckpaint goes. 16 seconds is the gap to JR. Is Kembo going to try and fight back? Looks like Kembo had a better lap last time around than he has been doing recently. He was actually he's actually in the 42s the last time around, so he has got the pace to fight back. I'm sure that he will be looking to get that second place back, but I don't know if he'll be content with the podium. Oh, late on the brakes there from Kembo. He's showing intent, showing like he wants this. JR has it, but Kembo certainly wants it. As JR has a little bit of a wide line into there, Kembo, nicer run. And this battle of a second is certainly not over. Oh, the bumper to bumper. As we come into the last turn, our race leader Deckpaint is on the final lap. We'll stick with these guys just for the moment as JR goes to the inside. Heavy defending here. He's going to defend this with everything he's got. JR has had a tricky race in this one. Really has not had it all his own way, but he's driven a brilliant race. And Kembo goes very, very wide at turn one. That may put pay to his chances of finishing in second. And let's see where the console is. The console, well, he's got 1.7 seconds to console, so barring some kind of disaster on the last lap, Kembo should hold on to a podium spot. Here we are with our race leader, Deckpaint 2. Our young man, he's only 16 years old, he's from Hull. He's driven a fantastic race today, says he absolutely adores the GT4 class. But he's driven a fantastic race in the Clios this evening in our sprint race. Makes up, well, not makes up for, but certainly is on his way to atoning for the problems of last week. And responding to the criticism that people have sent his way in the best way he possibly can. Deckpaint comes out at the last turn now. There seems to be a car who's a lap down just in front of him. Deckpaint crosses the line to win the sprint race here for Thursday Night Lights 9 here at Laguna Seca. Fantastic driving from our man from Hull there. JR Lock and Load is going to come round the last corner in second place. It looks like the console's taken the final podium spot off Kembo. Can Kembo go around the outside of the last turn? Oh, it's going to be a drag to the line. And it's contact. Oh, it's Kembo moves across the line. Who's going to finish in third place in this one? It looks like Kembo just about holding on there. The console had the inside on the last turn. Kembo held it around the outside just about holding on. The Lion's Foot finishes in fifth. Well, he will do when he comes over the line. Powertrain, good job from Powertrain. That's a nice debut there in the Rubbings Racing League. He will come round in sixth place. We got FJ Shand coming around the last turn. Nice driving from him as well. Chitty Chill is a late entry into this one, and he's really done a good job in this one. I can't fault him, considering the short notice that he's had in this race to finish, you know, not too far off the leaders in this one. That's a good job. But he's on to the gravel there, flashing his lights. But no, nice job from Chitty Chill. Dr. Seltsam likewise, a later entry. All of these guys putting in a good performance. There's Grandad Steve. Looks like he may be a lap down there. And Sebi, our resident commentator. It's going to cross the line in last on the track. So Deckpaint 2, what a win from this young man. He's really put in a shift this evening. Class of the field, almost 20 seconds clear of the rest of the field. JR and Deckpaint definitely are standout performers in that one. JR had to navigate through a lot of traffic in that one, and I feel that maybe he may have been a bit of a threat to Deckpaint. But what a race for third place. And a little bit of contact coming out of the last turn between Kembo and the console, but ultimately keeping it clean. A bit of Rubbings Racing. And we've gone, we're underway. We're underway here at Laguna Seca for the feature race here. Seb absolutely puts his foot down and gets away from Grandad Stee. He's got about, oh, he's got a sizable gap already as we head down the hill. Dr. Seltsam is third, then the console. We got Chili Chill. Is he going to look up the inside? Oh, the guy's keeping it clean. It's been an incident at the back there. I think deck paint has been pushed off. He's going to have to make his way through. Oh, as we see a couple of guys into the wall. That's the console there with... That's the console and Dr. Seltsam. So the console and Dr. Seltsam already in the walls. Grandad Stee takes the lead of the race. He's up into P1 straight away. Seb is in second place. We've got JR made his way all into third place already there. Fantastic start by JR Lock and Load from 8th on the grid up into third. Lion's Foot is 4th at the moment. Smithy making good progress. He's gone from the back of the field up into 5th already. Great start from Smithy. Lecky also. We've got Fury, then Ken, Chili Chill, Amber Chewy, Deck Paint, Atanist, the console, and Dr. Seltsam at the back. Looks like JR's putting Seb under a little bit of pressure. JR up into P2. There are two commentators from Sunday going wheel to wheel there. JR has the position there. Seb's doing a good job though. And Smithy's up into P4. He's made the move on Lion's Foot. Looks like Lecky having a look also. And oh, as he goes very, very sideways there, Lecky. Just about holds it together. He's going to be passed by Kembo, and it looks like Deck Paint also is going to try on the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact there by Deck Paint onto Ken, but it's all right. It's all good. As the boys come into the final corner, Deck has a look up the inside. Is he going to make the move stick? He seems to be up the inside, but he's not got the straight line speed at the moment. And Lecky has moved up the inside now of Lion's Foot up into P5. They've got a couple of guys in the pits. Who's that? It's Seb. Seb has gone into the pits. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Seb is into the pits. Meanwhile, at the front, we've got Grandad Stee leading the pack by 2 seconds. JR Lock and Load is absolutely eating into that gap at the moment, though. Smithy's done a good job there, up into P3. But he is falling off the back of JR. Maybe that's because of the... He has got a slowdown penalty. We just heard team radio there. Slowdown penalty for him. And Lecky's going to try up the inside of Fury. But it looks like Kembo's going to pass him around the outside. Kembo up into P5. And there's been an incident somewhere. That sounds like Deck Paint and Lion's Foot.
It's fine.
Lion's Foot over the team radio saying that it's alright, nothing doing. And Kembo up into third place. Going around the outside. Is he going to make it stick? Lovely move from Kembo. And there's contact in the background. Smithy and Fury. Was that Smithy and Fury? Looks like it was. These two dropping back tons of places. Smithy had to wait for almost the whole field to go past him before he could get that car going again. But good driving from Smithy, good awareness regardless. Very unfortunate for him. He is down in P12. Lecky putting Deck under tremendous pressure now. Is he going to try up the inside? No, he's going to have to back out of that one. These two have a little bit of history. Obviously last week came together in the feature race. We do not want a repeat of that in this one. That's the last thing we want. It is indeed a full dry race. We're expecting dry conditions for the duration of this race according to our forecast. We're just hearing Deck Paint had a slowdown penalty from the stewards there, so he is going to have to let Lecky by. Will he lose any more positions, possibly to Lion's Foot or the console, who are hot on his heels at the moment, into turn one. Oh, his Deck Break's a little bit late. It's okay, it's not too bad, it's alright. It's alright. So Deck Paint holding it together there. As the console is now looking at a move on Deck Paint. And he's going to go up the inside. The console is up into 5th place. Now Deck just needs to hold it together. He's doing a good job. He's driven a fantastic sprint race. He just needs to keep his head because he's got fantastic pace in this one. And he's got to remember that there is a pit stop to come in this one. So he's still in play in this race. Meanwhile, Grandad Stee appears to be being closed in on by JR Lock and Load. The last time around, JR was 0.6 of a second faster. So he's definitely closing that gap. JR drove an excellent sprint race in the wet, and in the dry he's got even more pace by the looks of it. But Stee is fending well for himself at the moment. He's got the gap at 1.2 and it is going up a little bit in that sector. But having said that, JR looking very, very strong in these Clios as they come over the line, and the gap is 1.1. JR was 0.8 of a second quicker that last time around. We're going to have a look back, and Deck Paint is into the pits. Deck Paint, the winner of the sprint race, is in the pits. Let's see what the boys do for him. Let's see if this is a quick pit stop. It seems to be quite a long one. Oh, I reckon that was about... I had that down at about... Oh, Jesus, he's still there.
Changing tyres.
And a tyre change is underway for Deck Paint, so he will have fresh rubber for the remainder of this race. But it is only lap 4. He's only pitted on lap 4, so that's not going to benefit him as much as he maybe would like.
What was the leader's lap times last lap?
So the race leader, Grandad Steve's last lap was 1:36.9. He's being actually outpaced by our second place man, JR. He's doing a 1:36.1 the last time around. But those two are the fastest guys out there on track, along with Kenbo. Looking down the order, we've got Smithy doing good lap times. He's doing a 1:37.2 the last time around. So I'm sure that he's looking to make some places in the mid-pack, and I'm sure that he'll be running near the front come the end of this race. Interestingly, Seb and Deck Paint, the only two to have pitted it so far, are actually running 3 seconds apart, but it's Seb who is in front. So we know that Deck Paint will have fresher tyres, so we're expecting him to come through. Our race leader, Grandad Steve's got a slowdown penalty from the race director, and that is going to release JR into the lead of the race. So JR, our man who is the founder of the Robbings Racing Discord and regular commentator on our GT3 and Thursday Night Lights. He's racing this week in the Thursday Night Lights. He is up into P1. And the pace that he's going at, I can't see him looking back in this race. This could be a pivotal moment in this race. As our race leader now, JR Lock and Load, lapping faster than anybody else on the track at the moment. So this could be a case of see you later for JR. But I'm sure that Steve will have something to say about that one.
Go on, Steve. Do the Newcastle crowd. Battle for 13.
Got a battle going on for P13. Looks like Seb has got his mirrors full of Deck Paint. Over the line, and Deck Paint was a little bit quicker in that final sector there. Is he going to go for a move up the inside? Nope, it's too far back this time around. Sensible driving from Deck Paint. And he's going to try and cut underneath him at this corner. He's going to get a lovely run out of turn 1. Up into turn 2. Deck Paint has the line, has the move done. Good driving from both of those boys there. Deck Paint is up into 13th place, and this will, I'm sure, translate to something much better come the end of this race. Our race leader, JR's into the pit lane. Let's see what this is for JR. Let's see if his boys can do him proud. That's about 3 seconds I made that. So let's see where JR comes out. He will most likely come out into a bit of traffic, so it could play out nicely for him as long as he's in some clear air. Let's see, he's got the console a little way in front of him, and JR has come out. That's brilliant here for him. That was worked out absolutely perfectly for JR. He has come out in 3rd place in total clear air, so he can put his foot down, do some good laps in, and probably maintain P1 over Grandad Steve. But Grandad Steve, plenty of pace, plenty of talent and experience, and I'm sure that he will be a player at the end of this race. He'll be pushing JR all the way in this one.
13, but I pitted. I've pitted, come out in P11.
Meanwhile, it looks like Lionsfoot's got round Chitty Chill there for P5. Next up for Kembo is Chitty Chill, actually. Although Chitty Chill's right on the back of Lionsfoot. Is he going to go up the inside? He is. But Lionsfoot's going to hold it around the outside, surely. He's definitely got a nicer exit. But Chitty Chill just letting him know that he's still there. Oh, his Lionsfoot gets very, very sideways onto the ground, and he's spun out. Can he avoid the wall? He has just about avoided the wall. So no damage there for Lionsfoot. Keeps the car going. In the end, losing about 5 seconds there to the other guys. So Kembo in that, while we were watching Lionsfoot, has actually got past Chitty Chill there. So maybe Chitty Chill had a slowdown penalty or something.
P2. pits.
Our second place man is in the pits, the console. Let's see what this is for the console. That's a very, very fast pit stop. That was less than 2 seconds. Definitely, and he might come out a little bit closer to JR than he was before, but I think JR's going to comfortably clear him. He's going to be passed by Kembo. Let's see where he comes out. Well, he's comfortably ahead of Lecky. Lecky's still making his way over the line now, so the console's got a good 5-6 seconds on him, I would say. And next up for Lecky will be a Tannis. But we know that a Tannis, very, very consistent, very, very good racer, so it's going to be difficult for Lecky to make this move. The gap between the top two now, 18 seconds. Now, I'm not sure how long a pit stop is around here, but I think that's pretty much a pit stop. It must be, surely, because the Laguna Seca pit lane isn't that long. The exit's very long, but you're not under the pit lane speed limiter at that point. So this will be very, very interesting once Grandad Steve comes out of the pits. And he is into the pits now. So Grandad Steve, it's now or never really for him. And he is into the pit lane. Let's see what his boys do. And his pit boys weren't ready for him. So Grandad Steve's pit boys were not there in the pit box ready when he came in. He didn't request the pit stop. He must have caught them by surprise there. And he's being held for massive amounts of time. And JR's round the final corner already. They're changing his tyres. He didn't want them to change his tyres, but they've done it anyway. And this is going to allow Amber Chewy into second place, but I don't think Amber Chewy's pitted just yet. Still doing a good job. Kenbo up into P3. I don't think that Deck Paint's gamble to change tyres has paid off at the moment. It's looking like he is 36 seconds off the pace, having the leader has made a pit stop as well. Is Deck Paint going to try and move up the inside here of Fury for P9? He looks close enough. And he does. Late on the brakes there, Deck Paint up the inside into P9. Good move there from Deck Paint. Next up for Deck Paint is going to be Smithy, but I know that Smithy is very much Deck Paint's match, so this is not going to be a foregone conclusion by any means. We're going to have a look at the leader here. JR Lock and Low leads the race by 7 seconds, pulling out the gap to Amber Chewy. I don't think he's pitted. We've got Kembo in third place, not too far behind him. So Amber Chewy may come under some pressure here from Kembo in the next couple of laps or so. We've got a battle going on for P4. Chili Chill with his mirrors full of the console. The console gets a lovely exit out of the corkscrew. And is he going to go around the outside of the next turn? No, he's going to have to back out of that one. He's going to try and cut underneath him. But Chili Chill parks his car on the apex. And covers the line through that corner. Nice driving there from both of those guys to ensure that there was no contact. But out of the second to last corner, the console gets a lovely exit. Chili Chill again covering the inside line. And covering the exit as well. So the console, there's no way around at the moment. Opting to stay out of the dirty air down the main straight. It's the console going to go for a lunge. And Smithy's had an off. Somewhere on the last sector there, must have been the second to last corner. And Deck Paint has closed in. But let's see what the last lap was for those guys. So Smithy, 2.5 seconds slower that last time around than Deck Paint. Meanwhile, Amber Chewy with his mirrors full of Kenbo. Kembo obviously on the podium by the skin of his teeth in the sprint race. He has impressed very much at his home race. Obviously he's an American racer. And he's had a great outing so far. Third place in the sprint. Running third at the moment. Will be a net second if he can get past Amber Chewy here. This is going to be a good battle between these guys. I'm absolutely certain. Both clean racers. Both hard racers. And Amber Chewy a little bit wide of the cap. Oh! Amber Chewy loses the car into the barriers. He keeps it going though. Not too much damage on that car. He will keep going, but Kembo up into P2, and let's see what the lap times are at the front, because I think that Kembo might actually be going a bit quicker than JR. Obviously this is a 25 lap race. We are currently on lap 11, and I think JR must have made a mistake that last time around, because Ken was 5 seconds faster. Now I know that JR is not that slow on merit, so he must have made an error somewhere on that lap, probably hit the barrier or had a spin or something. But this race by no means over, and Kembo definitely has the pace to put up a challenge. Fastest man that time around was actually Lecky with a 1:36.8, and he is charging after the console now. We didn't see his overtake on the Tanos. And Smithy last time around, 1:36.8. Nice lap there from Smithy. And Deck Paint even faster. 1:36.2 for Deck Paint. Deck Paint 6/10 faster than Smithy, so he's right on the back of him as they come out of turn 2. And it looks as though he could have put him under tremendous pressure here. Lecky is closing onto the back of the console there, but we're going to stick with this battle here for 7th place. We got Deck Paint, and he is right on the back of Smithy. They are bumper to bumper. But Smithy's going to cover the inside line. Deck Paint, if he wants to get around him, is going to have to go the long way. Under the red bridge. Smithy holds the line. Deck Paint's going to get a nicer exit due to having a wider entry to the corner, so Smithy's going to have to be aware of. And that was a nice exit there from Deck Paint. Can he try around the outside of the corkscrew? This 2 does not go into 1 around the corkscrew. Someone's going to have to give. Deck Paint makes it late on the brakes, and that was a good move there, but he's cut the corner on the exit, so he will have to give the position back to Smithy. These guys go wheel to wheel as they come through, but it looks like Deck Paint may have a slowdown penalty because he's backed off a little bit more than just letting him pass. So a concession and a slowdown to boot for Deck Paint.
Good pass that Deck as well.
Was a good move from Deck Paint, but he is going to have to do it all over again here. Meanwhile, that is a new fastest lap of the race from, I think that was it Deck Paint? Must have been Deck Paint.
Smithy.
Oh, it was Smithy with the fastest lap of the race so far. 1:36.7. Good lap there from Smithy. Responding to the pressure.
I've got a 1:35.3.
A personal best there from Smithy. Personal best there. For any of the confusion there, it's a green sector. Personal best. Green lap, excuse me.
Everyone, Nick is still off thinking. P5, battle for P5.
Deck Paint back onto the back of Smithy. Smithy's made a mistake coming out of that turn. It looks like Deck Paint's going to try and take advantage here as they head up the hill. But Smithy's still holding it, still doing a good job. This is where Deck Paint made the move last time around. He couldn't keep it within track limits. Let's see what he does this time. He's a lot further away this time than he was last time. Still looking hungry for the move. Both of the boys keeping it in with track limits there. Smithy holding on grimly at the moment. Very fast lap there from JR that time around. Did a 35.8. And Smithy a little bit wide, a little bit sideways on the exit, but Deck Paint really sensing now that this is the time for a move. You can see that closing speed absolutely rapid there. Dex may have a chance. Smithy covers the inside line. Dex going to have to go around the outside. Can't get it round this time around. He's going to get a better exit. And Smithy's still holding on. Deck Paint obviously had a fantastic race in the sprint race. Was class of the field in the wet conditions. But he's really not had this one his own way. Obviously started at the back of the grid, had a bit of a tricky first corner on the first lap, so he's definitely not had this all go his way, as he's going to try around the outside there, and looks like they're going to go side by side here coming through the left hand section. Smithy has the inside line, covers it off. Deck's going to get a lovely run heading up to the corkscrew. Smithy again positioning his car in all the right places, and Deck has to go off the road to avoid Smithy there. Smithy breaking in just the right place, just at the right time. And it looks like Lionsfoot's going to fry up the inside of Fury, and he's made the move. Lionsfoot, good overtake there from Lionsfoot. He's up into P9. Fury got a little bit sideways coming out of that corner.
Side by side, down straight.
And we're going side by side down the pit straight. It looks like Smithy coming under massive pressure now from Deckpaint. This has got to be Deckpaint's best chance of passing Smithy. He's alongside him as they come down turn one. Down the hill. Side by side. Great racing from these two. Keeping it clean right within the limits. And Deckpaint seems to have the move, but Smithy's going to get a good run. Deckpaint covers it off. Covers the line. Brilliant driving there from those two. And Deckpaint, after lap after lap of pursuing him, has finally made the move. We've got a battle on fourth. Well, it looks like for third place here, we've got Lecky closing in on the back of the console. But then again, the console did actually go half a second faster the last time around. So these two trading at the minute, I think. And Seb has gone into the wall. Seb's had some kind of incident at the last corner, must have taken a bit too much curve on the inside and ended up in the barriers. That's going to allow, it looks like Fury was already ahead of him, but that was a front runner there going past him.
Blue flag.
Yeah, that was a blue flag there, that was the console coming through.
Anybody else not pitted at the front?
It was Kembo actually, sorry, excuse me.
No, we're all done, Dick.
The gap at the front is closing down, sorry, between JR and Kembo. It's just 3.4 seconds now. JR has not got this one in the bag yet. I tell you that. Ken is really closing the gap. He's gained 0.8 of a second the last time around. Kembo in his home race, desperate to impress, and I'm sure there's plenty of fans in the at the track supporting him today. So Ken will be extra motivated as we approach the final third of this race. The gap between the console and Lecky also staying more or less the same, although Lecky's still letting the console know he's there. He's still in his mirrors and still definitely a threat to that final podium spot. They've got a gap of 13 seconds to Decky. Lecky is P4. So Deck now is in clear air, has done 35.3. That is the fastest of anyone that time around.
I can't keep up with that shit. Fuck you know.
I think Lecky's had a mistake somewhere because he's dropped a little bit of time there to the console. It's now 1.5 seconds, that gap. Two of the Robbings Racing moderator team here going at it for the final podium spot. Console doing a grand job there in the final podium spot for now. And JR is actually extending the gap a little bit here. The last time around he was, well, it was 3.4 the last time I checked, and it's now 4.5. So JR is doing an excellent job out the front at the moment. But I'm sure that Kembo is not going to let this go yet. And we've got a battle going on here for 12th place. What's happening here? We've got Seb, who's... well, he's got Steve closing in on him a little bit by the looks of it, but the gap's still 1.5 seconds. Seb's had a good outing in his first Robbings Racing race, kept it clean, kept everything good, but he's obviously main thing that he's done so far is a commentary job on the GT3 Championship last Sunday. Did a great job backing up JR in that one, and it looks like Grandad Steve's got through the corkscrew. Seb a little bit sideways in that corner, and Grandad Steve up into P12. And Seb definitely not happy about that on the team radio. Nothing to do with Steve, just to do with, I expect, the balance of that car. Fury, meanwhile, has got Dr. Seltsam all over the back of him now. Battle for B10.
fast. I can't keep up with you, Declan. I'm off quicker.
Oh, Dr. Selson had a look there, but he wasn't close enough. These two have got lines fit up ahead of them, and they seem to be matching him on pace at the moment.
So 35.7 then. 35.6. By the 2-second penalty.
Just had a team radio from Smithy saying he's falling foul of the race director. The gap at the front stretching out a little bit. We've got JR with a 5-second cushion now to Kembo. Last time around he was 3 seconds quicker. So Ken must have made a bit of a gain and then dropped it somewhere. And the console also stretching out over Lucky, but it looks like Deck Paint's lost a bit of time. Apparently he's had a slowdown penalty according to our race director. Deck Paint now with his mirrors full of Smithy. These two look like they may be going for round 2 in a moment. Up to the corkscrew. This is where it's all happened between these guys. Deck Paint holding it together.
Slow down, fucking Anna.
And the battle for P3 looks like that Decky's going to try around the outside here of the console. And he's done it. Lecky into P3. Lecky's made the move. Apparently the console there with a slowdown penalty from the race director. I know the console's going to be desperate to get that move back. He's had Lecky in his mirrors for a number of laps now. For this one, set to go to the wire. We are on lap 18 here at Laguna Seca. We have got 7 laps to go, or 7.5 including this one. So the console now has got a little bit of time here to get back onto the back of Lecky and get that position back. This is for P3, I'll remind you. We got Deck Paint closing in on these guys. He's got 9 seconds to make up, sorry. And he's got 7.5 laps to do it. So if Deck Paint really gets his foot down, he could be playing himself into contention for a podium spot this evening in our feature race for the Rubbings Racing Thursday Night Lights 9th edition here at Laguna Seca in the Clio Cup. Guys, I would just like to say, if you're watching live on stream, then hit that like button, subscribe to us on YouTube, and oh, we got P13 has run off the track at the corkscrew. Seb's gonna find himself vulnerable. This looks like he's being lapped there actually. That was Deck Paint there putting a lap on Seb.
Cheers, mate.
And Smithy also. Good driving there from Seb, not holding them up, adhering to the blue flags. That's what we want to see.
Nice if you did it to Deck, right? I'll have my 50 quid back, please, you tosser.
We're hearing a potential bit of race fixing going over the radio there. We'll ignore that one. So the console closing right onto the back of Lecky now for P3. And I'm just having a look down the timing screens, and we've got Dr. Selson right on the back of Fury now. Don't know if Fury's made a mistake or if Dr. Selson has just got the sheer pace, but Dr. Selson surely looking to make a move as they've come into the final couple of corners of lap 18. Fury will be wary of this. You'll see him in his mirrors. He'll want to defend this one. This is for 10th place. And Fury has responded in that section there. He's pulled a little bit of a gap out. Lights on for these boys as the sun sets here at Laguna Seca. Really is a beautiful Nevada. Is it a Nevada or California? I can't remember. One of them anyway. A Nevada sunset there. Really, really is lovely. But I'm sure the boys are not in the slightest bit interested in that as the battle rages on for 3rd place. Down the pit straight, over the line. Fastest laps that time around was a 36.9 from Lecky and a 36.6 from the console. So console going a little bit quicker, but there's not much in this one.
35.5 that lap, new PB.
Smithy was the fastest man of anybody that last time around with a 1:35.5. So he has got the ascendancy at the moment. And both of these guys closing in on the battle between Lecky and the console now. As we see, oh, we're almost going side by side. The console very close to the back of Lecky now. While these two fight, these guys behind them, Deck and Smithy, will be very excited.
13th, I think.
Battle for 12th could be heating up in the next couple of laps. We've got Atanas making some impressive gains on Seb. He was 2 seconds quicker that last time around. We're going to keep an eye on that one. But back to the battle for P3. Lecky and the console. Two of the moderator team on Rubbings Racing. Two very clever guys. Two very competitive guys. Little flash of the lights there from Lecky. Maybe he's got a admirer at that corner. We just don't know. Out of the last turn. We've just heard that a rumour that apparently his missus is situated at the second to last corner. I don't know if that's true. Lecky will have to confirm that after the race. But Lecky, I'm sure that Lecky will be getting a few treats tonight because he's driven a fantastic race so far. Even more so if he finishes on the podium. But the console, I'm sure, will have something to say about that. Seb going a little bit wide out in the last turn, and Atanas is taking chunks out of him at the moment. Atanas 3.4 seconds faster that time around, and it looks like Atanas is being shown the blue flags. He is battling for 12th place though, so Atanas will want to minimise the time lost there. That looks like it's Amber Chewy there putting a lap on Atanas, and next up for Amber Chewy will be Seb. It will be interesting to see how Seb deals with this because he has got someone right behind him. And the console's made the move on Checky. We missed it on the stream, but Lecky's had a crash somewhere in the middle section of the track, and the console inherits third place. He was right on the back of him, putting him under pressure. That will be as a result of pressure, but the console very, very wide at the third to last corner onto the sand, and that will allow Lecky to close back in on him again. So this one not over, boys and girls, but this is with 4 laps left to go.
Sorry, whoever is behind me. Sorry, Amber Queen.
And looks like Seb there apologising because he may have held up one of the leaders there, Amber Chewy. But looks like he's navigated him safely in the end. It's alright, he's made his way past.
This has been a great race. I've made it out. Even though I just had fucked up for the laps, I should have just let you pass really. I didn't think I'd be able to keep up with you. I was struggling to do 36s when you was behind me.
One of the biggest shames in this race is that Deck Paint and Smithy weren't running at the front, because I know for a fact these guys have had unbelievable pace, and if they were at the front from the early stages, then they would have really had a good chance of winning this one. JR has done a fantastic job in the lead here.
How much fuel you got left, Deck? 6 litres. Oh, it's alright then.
JR lock and load. He's got about 3 and a bit laps left to go until the checkered flag. He's driven perfectly so far, kept it together, kept the car going, and his pace has been fantastic.
Slow down, go past. Back in P5.
Battle for 12.
Smithy's got back past Deck Paint.
Slow down.
Apparently Smithy there with a slow down penalty from the race director. And Seb's got back through past Atanas, or I think Atanas was fighting for him for that one. As they come under the bridge up to the left-handers, Seb's going to be defending this one with everything. Atanas a little bit quicker that last time around. Is he going to go for a move into the corkscrew?
Go past, and look, slow down. Oh no, it's gone off.
Deck paint's going up the inside here. As they go over the line, Deck paint and Smithy wheel to wheel once again. Deck paint's up the inside. Makes the move. Brilliant stuff from these guys. These two have had a race-long battle. Oh, no! Smithy runs... Oh, he just about ran into the back of Deck paint, but they kept it. That was very, very close. Sorry to the guys on stream there, my controller tried to embarrass me. Apologies. We have got a hell of a fight on for this one, as we've got, looks like Seb here with Atanas all over the back of him still. Atanas not giving this one up. He was a lot quicker that last time around, a second almost. And he's going to get a nice run. Lion's Foot closing onto the back of Dr. Seltsam now. This is the battle for 9th place.
Oh, hey!
Contact there between P12 and P13. Seb and Atanas.
I need to return the position.
And Atanas is going to go around the inside of the corkscrew. Nice move there for Atanas.
Yeah, I need to get
What's the
back to
potential
position.
lap, JR? I mean, Beck. Sorry? What's your potential? 134 dead. Fucking hell. Mine's a 35 flat.
Seb runs very, very wide out of the last turn. Atanas is going to have that all done now.
Is there someone on my inside? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on, go past.
I was just checking.
We've barely spoken about our race leader, JR Lock and Load. He's on to the final lap here. JR has driven an absolutely faultless race. Really has been on unbelievable form these last few days. JR racing in honour of his father. Sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago. He's driven really, really well today. Has put in a hell of a shift. Had a good race in the sprint race. Second place in that one. Came back through the field. But this one, he has dominated it from start to finish. We're going to have a little look here at the battle for 5th place. Looks like Deck Paint's had a battle with Smithy there. But Kembo now has lost the place to Console. The Console's up into B2. Incredible. Ken must have had an off or something. His last lap there 8 seconds slower than the Console. Lecky in the background there, maybe thinking he could get involved in this on the last lap, but Kembo, the hometown boy,
Go on, keep going.
I need to slow down anyway.
can he get on the back of the Console? Just half a lap to go here.
Jump on the back. Jump on the back.
We're going to ride with our race leader, JR. He's been faultless from lights to flag. Just 3 litres of fuel left in that car. He's judged it absolutely spot on. Dedicating this one to the memory of his father. Out of the last corner, JR. Fantastic driving. Had a great event in this one. Faultless from the word go. Over the line, JR Lock and Load takes the feature race in the Thursday Night Lights Championship. The 9th edition of Thursday Night Lights here at Laguna Seca in the Renault Clio Cup. And the battle for 2nd place still going on. The Console just about holding on here ahead of Kembo. Looks like the Console's going to hang on in this one.
Oh, slow down. Fucking hell. Battle for P5.
The battle for P5 still raging on. Looks like Smithy's just got ahead of Deck Paint. Is Deck Paint going to make the move into the last corner? Deck Paint round the outside. And he's into 5th place. Deck Paint with a last-ditch move on Smithy.
Slow down. I had to slow down.
These guys, what a race these guys can put on. Fantastic show. Absolute. They really are a compliment to Rubbings Racing, these guys. Really, really good driving from both of them.
Battle for 12.
Amber Chewy's going to come home in 7th place. He's had a bit of a lonely one this time, but he's driven very, very consistently. as he comes up to the final corner now. He's driven a good race here with Amber Chewy, making his debut in Rubbings Racing. The boys, these guys, it's JR, Ken, Lecky and the console.
I don't like this track, so I can't.
Guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching on the stream. That was a fantastic race. Thank you to all the guys on the stream. We're going to be on next tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the GT4 Janetta G55 Super Cup live on Robbins Racing. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. So good night from all of us and peace.